Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming live from Tampa in Florida. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1290, a day of celebration. It has been an awesome, awesome day. I have to tell you, I am completely exhausted, but I have had the best day in a while. And we got to celebrate my niece Morgan's wedding today, and it was just spectacular. I started the day off where I did get up and make it to breakfast. Then I went and I just wanted to get some snacks and stuff to keep here in the room, and since I had a refrigerator, I thought we need some snacks because I'm not sure what's happening tomorrow. I wasn't sure if there's anything on tomorrow or not. And I do have my mastermind group. I do have videos I have to watch for a class that I'm doing, and I have paperwork to submit for that class tomorrow as well. So it's a very full day tomorrow. And yes, we do have a thing on tomorrow, but not till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I'm going to have to leave my mastermind group a little early, which I don't really want to do, but hey. So got back here, just took some time to kick back and relax, and then got ready, put my hair up while it was wet, so I'm kind of nervous to I might actually sleep on it tonight. So you want to see the back? I'll show you the back. Ready? I'm spinning it. So there's the back. I had no idea what it was going to look like. I had no idea what it was going to look like. When I did it, I just made it up as I went along. It was as simple as that. But I left here just after 3. The parking opened at 3:50. They wanted people there between 3:45 when the parking opened and between 4:15 because the service was to start at 4:30. And it was the place was incredible. It's this ranch. It's called the Florida Rustic Weddings, I think it was called. But it's out in Plant City, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. Surprising enough, we had cell service, but it was in the middle of nowhere. It was just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous setting, and they had this barn there that's all set up for the reception, and they pointed us through this archway to go through to where the outdoor chapel was. They have a concrete walkway for the bride to come down from, and when you go in there, I took a picture of the front, but I didn't take a picture of the back. But they had these big, huge wooden gates. They were massive wooden gates, and they would open those up and let whoever was coming down the aisle through, and then they would close them. They were almost like they were curtains, but they were wooden doors, and it was spectacular. And we came in from the side, and it's all just plank wooden benches to sit on. And I'm like walking in there going, am I in the right place? I don't recognize anybody. And so I parked the car and I'm walking in, and there's this beautiful little building over to the side there, and that's where all the bridal suite was and the restrooms, and then there was the barn standing there. And so I walked past the bridal suite area and up there on the porch, and that's where the flower girls were. And I recognized one of the women standing out there because it was one of the bridesmaids. So I recognized her, and she was watching over the kids. And so I got up to where the people were milling around, where they had iced tea and water. And oh, damn it, that's what I forgot. Somebody swiped it. Oh, I forgot to bring the program with me. Damn, it was on a card. It was because the card had on it, it had the procession, the procession coming in and who everybody was in the order they were coming in. And on the back, it had, what have on the back? It had something, but then down the bottom, it had, remembering, and it had grandparents on there. It had her dad on there, which was Brad's oldest brother. And of course, it had Brad on there being the uncle. And so I kind of thought that might happen. And so I was a little more prepared for it than I was the last time. But yeah, I just realized I didn't bring the card with me. Dang. Hope they have some spares because I would really like one. But I walked through the trees, and that's where I found everybody sitting from our side of the family. And so I got to sit down and chat and catch up with everybody that I hadn't seen since the last wedding, which was back at the end of November. And so we were just sitting there having great conversations and all of that. And then everybody else started coming in, and then we saw the groomsmen all lining up on that side entrance, which is where I had come in from. And they were all just the the groom and the groomsmen were all standing there, and there was another guy with them. I thought, I don't know, but he was standing there with an iPad, and he was like scrolling through it and all that sort of stuff, and sold these couple of little booklet things. And I thought, I wonder who he is. Well, it turned out he was the wedding celebrant. And he, when it was time to start, they pushed everybody through, got everybody seated. So when it was time to start, he comes around the corner, gets on the concrete, and skates. He had those sneakers that have the skates in the skating wheels in the back and in the heel of the thing, and skated. Just did this one thing and skated down the aisle and stepped up onto the platform there and turned around and introduced himself and got us all ready for everybody to come in. Got us standing up, and then the who came in next? See, I don't have my card with me. Then it was the groom's parents came in, and then my sister-in-law Christina came in, and her son Parker escorted her down the aisle because it was her husband, who was Brad's oldest brother, who passed away 20 coming up 24 years. So she brought him, and so he walked her down. Then he ran back out. I wonder where he's going. Because it didn't have on there who was escorting the bride down the aisle. And then all the groomsmen came up, and then the bridesmaids came up, followed by the flower girls, and then Morgan came in on her brother's arm, and I looked up, and I turned and I looked up on the platform, and Jeff was holding. He was crying, but it was just such a. It was just such a beautiful, I mean, the whole thing, it was outdoors, it was in the trees. I got whacked on the head I actually got whacked in the face by a leaf. I thought it was Brad having fun with me, who knows? But you never know. And then after that, we went over to where the reception was, found where our table was, put our stuff down, and the wedding party were taking photographs for like an hour. But we had fun. We went out, and they had that beanbag toss thing set up out there. They had, what else was out there? They had a table-sized Jenga going out there, and they had a couple of activities. They even lit the fire pit. There's this beautiful big fire pit out there, and got that lit as well. And of course, when we're out there, the sun wasn't quite setting at that time, but it was getting low in the sky. And so we're watching everybody take photos, and we're taking photos of ourselves and with the family and everything. And then they went over to where the bridal party was having their photos taken, and this golf cart pulls up, and Morgan and Jeff get into the golf cart, and I thought, oh, I wonder where I'm like, where the heck would they be taking the golf cart? Well, they took them from one end of the field to the other end of the field. Right down in the corner, there was these beautiful trees there that were draped in Spanish moss, and they got out there, and they got set up to take photographs, and the sun from behind them was coming through the Spanish moss and highlighting the bridal couple. It was stunning. I tell you, it was stunning. And the photographers and videographers were hilarious. They're running around taking all the pictures and everything else, but then they were also taking candid shots and things like that too. And we finally got into the reception hall, and everybody came in as they were supposed to. And I have to tell you, it was I've never had seen a wedding in a barn before, but that was really cool. It was awesome. They had a great live band there. They had the bridal couple come in. They did their first dance. Then they did something that I have never seen done at a wedding before. After the couple had their first dance, they did a mother-daughter dance, because her dad, of course, wasn't around to do the dance. And they did it to, it was Carrie Underwood's Mama's Song. I mean, I was already an emotional wreck at that point anyway. I'm an emotional wreck when it comes to weddings, and I was an emotional wreck during the ceremony and stuff, which was beautiful. They both written their own vows and put their own twist of humor on it. It was funny when they were putting the rings on, they did the kind of this with this ring over their wedding, and then the very last thing they had to say was, and no take backs, which I thought was really cute. That was really awesome. But when Christina got up and danced with Morgan, they did it to Mama's Song by Carrie Underwood. And if you have ever heard that song, it always makes me cry. And it's simply because when I first heard that song, I could see myself telling my mom that, Brad is good and he would always be there. He'd never leave me. And of course, then it took a different turn when he passed away, because he did leave me, but not physically he left me, but spiritually he's still with me, because I can feel him at times. And so this song took on a different bit of a twist with it. But it was beautiful watching them dance together to that. And then, of course, they did the mother-son dance and all that. And then but then we had got to have the food and everything, and the food was amazing. And the people who run this place, they run it like clockwork. It was incredible. Got to see a lot of people I hadn't seen some people I hadn't seen for years. So I got to see them, catch up with them as well. It was a great day of catch up. It was a great day of celebration. Finally got to meet the groom, because I'd never met the groom before. Like when they all got married in November, I hadn't met her husband. And but I got to meet Jeff today again. Another niece getting married. I hadn't met her intended. And so I got to meet him as well. And it was really cool. It was a lot of fun. And we finally got cake, but we had a lot of fun outside as well. And one point we're out there, we're sitting by the fire pit, and they had a s'mores station set up, with the great big long forks to put the marshmallows on, because they had this huge big round concrete pit with the fire in the middle of it, and so you're having to really stretch in there to get the marshmallows toasted. So they had a s'mores center set up out there, and then we did a big family photograph together, which I think the last time we got a full family, well, even that wasn't a full one, because there were a couple of people missing from the family, but for those in attendance. And I was like thinking, when was the last time we got a full family picture? Would have been when we did the luncheon for my mother-in-law when she passed away. We all went out for lunch together, and we took a big family picture of us there. And then the next one we did do a Brahms photo at Lior's wedding, but not all the Brahms who were at the wedding were in the photo. But this time we made sure all the Brahms that were there at the wedding today and we got the photographer to come over and take some photographs too. So that was really cool. But we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. A lot of laughs. The music, they had this live band. The music was amazing. They were all different genres, a lot of country in there. But a lot of older songs too, that, some of the songs I grew up with. It was just a really good mix of songs. I mean, we're doing Dancing Queen at one point, which I think you do at just about every wedding. But there were some other good songs in there as well. And they did the tossing of the bouquet. They did the tossing of the garter. But they did something I have never seen done at a wedding before. Now, in the weddings that I have been to, where there has been a garter involved and a bouquet toss involved, the bouquet gets tossed, the single woman catches it, the garter gets tossed, and a single man catches it, and then the two of them come together and dance. And they put the woman who caught the bouquet on a chair, and I thought, what the? And I said to one of them, what are they doing? And they said, the groom now has to put the guy who caught the garter now has to put it on the girl who caught the bouquet. And I said, since when? I had never heard of that before. I'm like, I have never heard of that before. I said, all the ones I've been to when garters and flowers have been involved, the people who caught them dance. That's it. And they says, no, they have to put the garter on. I'm like, okay, that's a new tradition I did not know. So I'll learn something new tonight. But everybody's gone on to an after party, because we had to be out of there by 10 o'clock. And I was just like, yeah. I said, I didn't get to sleep till 3 o'clock this morning. I was up at 7:30, went down to breakfast, went and ran my errands, and came back and did a little bit of my coursework, and then relaxed for a bit before getting ready and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm just like tired. You see these suitcases under my eyes again? Look how red. Oh, my eyes are red too. That's because they're tired. Now I'm starting to ramble, because then I know I'm definitely tired. But we've got a family due on tomorrow, so I'm meant to be getting the information on that. But overall, it was a really, really good day. So anyway, that's it from me for today. So thank you for tuning in, and I will be back on here at some point tomorrow. I don't know what time, because I don't know how long the thing we're doing tomorrow is going to last. But it will be sometime before midnight Pacific. That's all I can tell you. But anyway, I'm out of here. Go have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Your question for the day is: what did you do today? Did you have any celebrations today? Share them with us in the comments below so that we can celebrate with you. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening. He konera.